Hey, where are the white women at?
My spirit's indestructible.
InfiniteXSeeker. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy back with you again. I'm gonna fix this here. Again, we're doing another Bleach Rebirth of Souls trailer. So we got another trailer to look at. Let's see what this is about. Alright. So let's go. See, that's the music I'm talking about.
Do you want to fight? Do you want to win? Or do you want to live? Which is it?
Fighting for its own sake is meaningless. Survival in itself is meaningless. I want to win!
Wielding swords that personify their soul, Soul Reapers now jump into battle.
I won't lose. No way. Not to anyone.
Your powers fall far short of mine.
Give it
Wait. So they're gonna add. So I don't know if you guys ever played Soul Calibur. So Soul Calibur, when you start a match, right? The announcer says stuff like that, which is kind of cool. And if that's the case, that's gonna be sweet because I do love video games, especially fighting games that like the announcer says like some like motivational fucking thing, and then you're just like, oh shit, it's about to get real, and then you start to fight. But anyways.
all I have!
Utilize each character's unique Sunken Soki action to cut down your opponent's Reishi. Cutting down 1 gauge of Reishi decreases your opponent's Kompaku.
Are you ready?
After damaging your opponent, unleash your Ki combo and destroy several of your opponent's Kompaku. Destroy all 9 of your opponent's Kompaku and win the game.
Too easy.
What did you...
Okay, so basically, from what it looks like, right? Let me grab a little bit here. The numbers, you have to basically put down your opponent's life bar. So like, if you play Dragon Ball Sparking Zero or any Tenkaichi game, or Tenkaichi, I'm sorry. I'm just so used to saying Tenkaichi. Essentially you have a life bar, but you also have squares next to it that tell you how many life bars you have. So I'm guessing the life bar, well, the health bar works exactly the same with the numbers. So you have 9 health bars and you have to be the first person to get them to 0, which is cool. Like I said in my last video, it's essentially Dragon Ball Sparking Zero but Bleach, which is good. I can't say I hate that. I've been waiting for a game like that for a long time, and we're finally getting it.
Too easy.
What?
Did you really think you could defeat me?
Using the spiritual power accumulated while attacking, unleash a special spiritual pressure move. You can also activate reverse action while attacking and defending. Turn the tide of battle with well-timed combos.
So this is all you can do.
Yeah, so essentially it's like Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero, where you can count, earn, etc. And you can use Shikai moves, like for example, the character with the purple petals is some I almost called them Senbou Sakura, Byakuya Kuchiki, which he's a captain in Bleach, and essentially his Zanpakuto, aka his Soul Cutter sword, or his sword. So in Bleach, Zanpakuto, let me explain this so you understand what I'm trying to say. So in Bleach, there's weapons known as Zanpakuto, which is something every Shinigami has, which is a sword, right? And that sword is essentially part of their soul. During training, they get something called an Asuchi, which is a regular sword, and they have to put their spiritual pressure into the sword until the sword becomes part of them and it transforms into what is known as Zanpakuto. the Zanpakuto essentially. Oh, and then before I get to that, in certain cases you can be born with your Zanpakuto. For example, Captain Hitsugaya was born with his Zanpakuto, but that's rare and usually means that you're special and powerful, or etc. Anyways, when the characters pour their spiritual power into an empty shell sword or an Asuchi, it becomes a Zanpakuto. Therefore, the Zanpakuto is the extension of the Soul Reaper's soul. So once you unlock that, you have to get to know your Zanpakuto through meditation and go into your inner world. Your inner world is essentially where your Zanpakuto lives, inside your soul, because the Zanpakuto has a spirit of its own that you have to talk to. It's part of your soul, but you still have to get to know that side of yourself and talk to them and train with them to unlock 2 different transformations. One is called a Shikai, which is the initial release, right? Which is what you saw, where Byakuya is essentially moving his hands and you see rose petals. So what happens to his Zanpakuto is called Senbon Sakura, something blossom, right? Something cherry blossom. And when he says scatter, which is the command, so every Shikai has a command, right? For example, when Byakuya does his Shikai release, he says scatter, Senbon Sakura, and then the blade of the sword like breaks apart and turns into petals. But that's what people see. The people see petals, but he's actually controlling very tiny blades of shrapnels of his blade, right? So that's why he's smacking you with a whole bunch of sakura petals, but in reality they're actually blades that are cutting through you and shit. That's Shikai. For other characters, for example, I think Renji says roar zombie Maru, and it turns into like this weird jagged sword that extends, almost like Ivy's sword from Soul Calibur. And so every Shikai is gonna have a different phrase, and the Zanpakuto will always turn into something different because it's a manifestation of their soul. So no one's gonna have the same powers, and some can have the same power, but according to the lore of Bleach, not sure if it's canon or not, because this was a movie, someone had Hitsugaya's sword as well. So 2 people owned the blade of Hyonin Maru, which is a dragon ice sword, and they were basically made to fight each other to the death because only one of them could wield this power. And the strongest character who did it, that basically the winner gets to own that power. Then you have the final release, which is called Bankai. It means full release, and that is the strongest form of a Zanpakuto. And basically it takes like 1,000 years to learn, but some people can learn that faster. Ichigo learned that in a few days, which is the main character. And all the captains say, for example Byakuya, when he says Bankai, he turns his sword upside down and tosses and lets it fall to the ground and says Bankai. And what happens is the sword goes through the ground, everything becomes black, and you see a whole bunch of giant blades, appear by his side. And his Bankai is called Senbon Sakura Kageyoshi. And basically he controls even more fucking blades. More blossom blades that he can control with one hand. If he uses 2 hands, he can move them faster. It has more control over the blades. And he also has another phase of it's still Bankai, but it's another ability where the blades come together and they glow white and surround him, and it basically is called Senbon Sakura Kageyoshi Haite Kenten, which essentially he'll shoot like a white light or something at you, something like that, which is the final move of his Bankai. So essentially Bankai, some people will have like a one Bankai, some people will have like different modes in Bankai. For example, Byakuya, right? You could also have the Bankai, it depends, it could be anything. It could be tied to what the character Shikai is. Like for example, Senbon Sakura is just Sakura blossoms, right? And then in Bankai, it's more Sakura blossoms and more precision and more control. Ichigo's Bankai is more about giving him more speed and power and strength. You know, Hitsugaya when he turns into Bankai, he grows ice wings and he can control ice better, and etc. One of my characters, when he goes Bankai, he gets a full plate armor that basically increases his speed, his strength, and etc. Stuff like that. And you can also master your Bankai, which means the Bankai will be its true form. For example, one of the characters has a Bankai, and he doesn't understand that his sword doesn't find him worthy, so his Bankai is not the real Bankai. It's just, how do you say, a version of the Bankai that's not really mastered. So when he masters his Bankai and finds out the true name of his sword, because you also have, the sword has to find you, so essentially the sword has to find you, I know I'm going to a whole tangent here, but the sword has to find you worthy. And if it finds you worthy, you'll know its true name, its true Shikai, its true Bankai, and you know, you unlock its full power. But some people are not worthy of their own sword, so sometimes they don't even get to know their real name, so they get a fake name, and what happens is their Shikai is not its true Shikai. It's just a false name given to them by the sword, or given by or the Shinigami uses itself to release. For example, there is a Shinigami who, if you haven't seen the show, uses a 3-blade weapon as a Shikai, and that's not really its true Shikai. Its true Shikai is something else that I won't say to spoil, so I don't spoil it for you guys. But when he uses the fake name, it turns into the 3-blade weapon, and when he says the real name, it turns into something better that will basically kill you in one shot. Then Bankai is the same thing. If the sword doesn't give you its true name because it doesn't find you worthy, then you know your Bankai is gonna be different from what it actually is supposed to be. And it's a lot of fucking crazy shit. But yeah, let's continue.
Scatter, Senbon Sakura. Shall I explain to you the full extent of the difference between you and me? Bankai, Senbon Sakura, Kageyoshi.
In the midst of battle, accumulated power brings you to an awakened state. Unleashing your true power will overwhelm your opponent.
Senkei, Senbon Sakura, Kageyoshi.
Yeah, I forget about this one. So, like I said, Senbon Sakura's Bankai has 3 states. The first one that you saw, and the second one, which is called Execution Mode, where you'll see all those blades around you, and he'll summon them, and he'll just like use them as fighting blades, or he'll just attack you with them. It's a whole bunch of like crazy shit. And then the third one, which I hope they show.
You've reached your limit. Ichigo Kurosaki.
I'm not done yet! Bankai! Tensa Zangetsu. This is my Bankai. Alright, let's just start over. All I can do is to take all of my spiritual pressure and try to channel it into one big strike!
After everything we've been through thus far, neither of us has very much strength left.
Yeah.
Let the next clash decide this battle.
Are you ready? Byakuya Kuchiki!
Bleach. Rebirth of Souls.
What? Who are you?
I miss Bleach. I want to watch it all over again, but it's too fucking long. It's like 300 something episodes. It's awesome. Oh, the Hollow Mask. That's a whole story in itself. But I'll let you guys watch Bleach and find out all about all that. It's a good story, like I said. It was very popular back in the day, but the community kind of became a little too toxic, so it died off. And thanks to the new arc, I guess it's coming back to life. But most of the toxic people are gone, because I remember I was in DeviantArt at the time, and it was very fucking toxic. Like, a lot of the woke shit that we complain about, that's during that time. It was not fun, man. It was not fun dealing with stupid fucking people like that. It was not fun, so I walked away and deleted my account like a dumbass, even though I had a whole bunch of art that I could have just saved. But, you know, I didn't want to deal with it when I was younger. This was like around 15 years ago. So yeah, I didn't want to deal with all that shit. Let's see, I can't wait for the 3,000 years we have a new Bleach game. I can't wait. By the way, that's not a girl, so don't fall in love. Now you gotta clean up the mess. For sure, day one purchase for me. Fuck it, you got me, I'll pre-order. Please add PSN avatar for Bleach. That would be great. Shut up and take my money, yeah. It actually looks and plays so good. Let's go. Yeah, this looks awesome. I hope they plan to really support this game. I do too, because you're not gonna make me wait 15 years for a fucking game and then suddenly, oh no, we're gonna pull NRS. We'll support it for years to come, and then 2 years later or a year and a half later, they're like, nah, we're kidding. I don't want that. I'll read one more. I think this video's been long enough. Let's see. The battle system seems fun. I can't wait for it. I wish they did away with all the auras. There's too much colors on the screen, and it has a text going. It is what it is, man. It's Bleach. It's always been like that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you gonna get this game? Do you plan on watching the anime, etc.? And like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you think, good or bad. I usually read all the comments, and I reply to almost all the comments. But be warned, if you act crazy in the comment section, don't get mad when I act crazy back. Don't get mad. But anyways, this has been your boy Seeker with another video. Remember, where are them white beautiful women at? And I'll see ya next time.